Hello, this is Sonja from My Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. I want to show you these lovely printables from Becca Bonneville. She is a designer on the Illustrated Faith team. And she release a printable every month for them. And yeah, I just want to show you that, how beautiful it is. And we're going to make a little matchbox little journal. It's called a little matchbox because it's sort of one of these old-fashioned matchboxes which we're going to make. So it's just something I've seen on a YouTube channel, so I just thought it would be fun to do that. So it is called like Flowers in the Desert, and it's all about obviously blooming in times of drought. That's why the succulents is here. It's just reminded us that we can still bloom in times of difficulties and droughts. And here is some Bible verses to look at. I love all these little boxes with the succulents in. I love the black and white elements. And there's a title started, Rejoice and Blossom. And there is another nice succulent. And this one is Bloom where God plants you, which is sort of a very well-known phrase, but it's so true. And the verses definitely lends itself towards that. Love the butterfly, J for joy. And another last page. Absolutely love the black and white flowers with the tabbies. Some word fetty. Very nice. Okay, what Becca did also is she has pattern papers, and what she done lately is she designed it horizontal and vertical, these pattern papers. So I've printed 2 of them horizontal and vertical just to show you how it looks. The rest I didn't because I'm going to mainly use it in the one way today. So this one is the first one, which is this cute rainbows and this interesting yellow, amber or ochre yellow, not 100% sure what color, but this is how it looks. It's got this beautiful cacti, and then pink and the mint green and dark green is a very nice combination. So obviously that's the one way. That's vertical. So you can see how that looks. And then the third paper is this blue one, which I've just printed horizontal, but obviously it will be vertical also available. Then we've got this interesting black and white paper, which also will come horizontal and vertical. So let's see what we can get up to and how this is going to turn out. I've never made something like this before, but it looked fun. And yeah, hopefully it inspires you. Let me put you on fast forward. Okay, I've got all my printables. I've printed this off, and I've got my piece of paper. At the end I used all the papers. It didn't really matter if it was horizontal or vertical. I'm just checking to see what is the biggest element in this printable, so I can make my little matchbook as wide, so I can use that printable. You can make it obviously as narrow or as wide as you want. The main thing is you just need to cut it in these long strips, horizontal strips. What you just need to keep in mind is just to keep one of the strips a bit wider than the others, because that's going to be your cover. Now with your cover, as I do now here, you just score 1 inch from the bottom, you fold it over, and then you bring it back and you fold it in half, and you stop just at the beginning of that score line. And that's going to create your little match journal. And in the olden days, you used to, that little flip thing when you take it down, there used to be a little strip where you strike your match. So that's the idea where this little match journal comes from. Now I'm just making my signatures inside. So I'm just taking the leftover sort of rectangular bits, which is a little bit narrower than the cover we just made, and I'm just making my little signature. And then you can put it through the sewing machine. My sewing machine is not working at the moment, so what I just did, I hand stitched it through there. You can probably glue it also, but I think personally it was very quick. I just quickly hand stitched it. It's not really neat, but that's what I did. And now I'm just putting my little signature in my cover, and this is now where the fun part starts. I'm going to start decorating it. So I'm just choosing sort of what is going to be in front of my little signature. This little beautiful little flowers, black and white flowers and succulents is beautiful. I just love that, and it just reminds us that we can bloom where we plant. It doesn't matter if the circumstances is not perfect. It can be a desert, we can be a succulent, and we will be well watered if we are rooted in Christ. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a few verses also which he suggested. My first one was Isaiah 35 verse 1. It says, the wilderness and the dry land shall be glad. The desert shall rejoice and blossom like the crocus. And yes, just a reminder again that even in the desert, flowers will bloom. And that's exactly sort of the meaning behind this printable that, yeah, especially during last year where we felt we couldn't bloom. Our circumstances wasn't perfect. And maybe even this year it's not perfect. That we still can bloom. We can still be at service for Christ. We can still just shine for him. It doesn't matter what circumstances. We sometimes just need to think outside the box. Maybe we are locked down, maybe we can't visit our church, or if you're lucky enough that you can go back to your church, just see how you can reach out to people. You might not be able to smile at people if you've got a mask on, or you might not be able to touch people, give them a hug, but there's different ways you can reach out to people. Sending them SMSs, talking to them, meeting up for coffee if you can do that in a safe environment. However you feel you want to do it. And yeah, just and praying for them, that is probably the most important thing you can do. Sometimes we think that is the least important thing to do, but praying for people, just sending them an SMS and say, there's something I can pray for you today, or can I do your shopping for you? Just all those type of things. We can bloom where God planted us. It doesn't matter what our circumstances is. So the next verse I was looking at was Psalm 63 verse 1. It says, "O God, you are my God. I earnestly seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faint for you in a dry and weary land where there is no water." So yeah, when we go through difficult circumstances and we feel there is no water and it's dry and weary, the answer is to thirst for Christ, not to thirst for instant gratifications. So sometimes it's so easy just to, when we go for a tough time, just to sit in front of the TV and watch some binge watch some things, or just overeat, or whatever we feel comfortable with. Sometimes even something like Bible journaling can be something we do instead of actually spending time with the Lord and just thirst for him. Let he quench your thirst and your need. And another verse which I looked at is Psalm 63 verse 4. It says, "So I will bless you as long as I live. In your name I will lift up my hands." And actually that is sort of a continuation of the verse I've just read you now, which you feel dry. The solution is to lift up your hands and will be blessed, and bless the Lord, sing his praises. I think, yeah, singing God's praises is such a weapon we have against the enemy. He flees when we start praising God. He can't handle it. So yeah, that is just a good tip for us to remember. So as you can see, I've just decorated little pages with little pockets, and I'm making little journaling cards, making use of these beautiful little tabbies and printables. So I've just used the leftover papers to make these little journaling cards, which I'm going to do my journaling on. And I'm using part of these tabbies. Not each page I'm journaling on. I think she suggested about 5 or 6 verses. I've journaled all of them, and I think I've added one verse also of my own. Before I forget, I got this idea from Amity Bloom. Some of you ladies know her. She's love to follow her. She's got such beautiful ideas and printables. So I'll link obviously her video down here below just to show you how she did it. She's got her own printables that you can make little matchbooks, but I just obviously took the idea and try to make it my own. Yeah, I love making these little books, and they're so much fun. Before I forget, I secured the book by backing it with double-sided tape at the back. So I've just popped it in there in the cover, which I will show you in a minute, and I've just secured the back of this little signature with double-sided tape at the back. There's probably various ways to do it, but that's how I did it. So yes, this is now the final little booklet. I've secured it with a little paper clip there at the bottom. You can do even a ribbon wrap it around there, however you want to do it. And that I just used the leftover printables to decorate the cover. And yeah, this is the first opening page. You've seen most of them while I've decorated it, obviously with my various journaling cards. The first one is Isaiah 35 verse 1, and I love the joy at the bottom there. And the next one is also just a verse which was part of the suggestions with that black and white flower. And I love that hanging sort of glass basket with the succulents that is so in fashion at the moment. There's another journaling card which I've done another verse on. I've read you most of the verses. And this is my favorite page. I love the blue with the white flower. Love that flower. I think it actually would be quite easy to draw and do sort of a Bible journaling page with that. Then this one, I've just backed it with a doily and made another little journaling card with another verse and with the side pocket. I just used all the leftover papers. And that is the last page with another journaling card with one of those succulents on there. And I've done another verse on there. And that is my end page. And you might think, what am I doing with all these little sort of mini books I create? Because I like to create quite a lot of them. I've done quite a lot on Instagram. I've done quite a lot for Becca with her printables. So this is my basket which I pop all my little booklets in, and it's so fun to go through them on a regular basis. This is my Beatitudes length study from Illustrated Faith I've done this year. This is my length study from last year, so this was quite a chunky one. So I think I've got definitely a YouTube video for that one. As I said, that's my length one, and this is the one we've just created. This is a little heart booklet I made for Brave Little Tailor, printable, and all about loving each other. So I've just created these hearts with these printables, pop the verses in there. This is actually sort of coffee voucher cards I've made for another company, Faith Heirlooms. And this is also a beautiful sort of tag I made also with Becca Bonneville's printables, sort of all about seeds and growing. So I've popped that in there, and that was also another creation I made for Becca Bonneville. It's all about checking your gut, and or more your state of mind, and that it's positive. And then I love this little leaf autumn booklet in the shape of a leaf I also made with Brave Little Tailor's printable. If you want to see most of these videos as an IGTV, so if you want to pop over to my Instagram account, you're welcome to do that and go to my IGTV channel and check all the videos I've made there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved making this little booklet. I'll link the link to the printables down below if you're interested in picking it up. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Please like this video if you did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you do. It'd be lovely to have you as part of this family. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. You must have a fantastic day. Lots of love. Bye-bye.